Welcome to Science and Engineering World, where we do mathematics, more mathematics, much more mathematics.
All right, I welcome everyone to class. In this presentation, we shall continue with our study of quadratic equations. Remember, we started with the derivation of completing the square, which led us to almighty formula, also known as quadratic formula. I will put the link to this video above here and in the description box below. We have equally solved a problem using the completing the square method, and I will provide the link to this video before the end of this presentation. Now, we want to solve the same problem using factorization method. My name is Olutola Fakehinde. In the video I referred to above, we used this standard formula ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 to find the roots of the quadratic equation, and we said a, b, and c are coefficients. We shall continue to refer to this expression as we go on in this presentation. Quadratic equation by factorization. This problem 2x squared plus 11x minus 40 equals to 0 is the same problem we solved using the completing the square method in the video, which I will provide its link later on before the end of this presentation. Here we want to see how to use factorization method to solve this same problem, and we should arrive at the same roots of the equation. Before we go into the solution, I encourage everyone watching this video to like this video if you really enjoy what we are doing here. Share to others so that they can enjoy the same thing we are enjoying here. And subscribe to this channel to support us. We appreciate you for doing this. Now to the solution of the problem. Okay, let us go together step by step in looking at the solution to this quadratic problem 2x squared plus 11x minus 40 equals to 0 using factorization method. Let's take a moment to look at one important note here before we start step 1. And this is to say that the equation 2x squared plus 11x minus 40 equals to 0 can be written as 2x squared plus 11x to power 1 minus 40x to power 0. X to power 1 is still x, so that's still 11x. And x to power 0 is 1. So 1 times minus 40 is still giving us minus 40. So we have not changed the equation, but we are now looking at the descending order of power of x. That is x2, x1, x0. Very important. Now to the operation in step 1. Step 1 says that we should identify the coefficients of x to power 2 and x to power 0, or what we can call constant, because this becomes constant since x to power 0 is 1. So what is coefficient? coefficient of x squared, in this case, we mean removing x squared, what is left is its coefficient. So when we remove x squared from here, what we have left will be 2. Also, the coefficient of x to power 0 is again removing x to power 0. What do we have left? What we have left will be minus 40. In step 2, we have 2 operations to perform. The first one says we should obtain the product of the coefficients, and the second one is to find its factors. We have seen the coefficients, which are 2 for x squared and minus 40 for x to power 0. However, since we have negative value for coefficient of x to 0, we can take its absolute value, which is c equals to 40. Now the next step is to find the product of these constants, which is the product of 2 times 40. Remember, I said we are taking the absolute value of negative 40. That will be 2 times 40, which is going to give us 80. Then the second operation is to find the factors of 80. And because 80 is even number, so we can start with 2. So 2 in 80 will give us 40. So one of the factors of 80 are 2 and 40. We can go further because 40 is also even number, and we can take 2 from there, and that will give us 2, 2 and 20. So 4 times 20 will give us 80. Because 20 is also an even number, we can go further and take 2. So that will give us 2, 2, 2 and 10. That's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8 times 10 will give us 80. 10 is an even number, so we can take another 2 there, and that will give us 2, 2, 2, 2 and 5. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 will give us 16. 16 times 5 will also give us 80. And these are the factors of 80 we can work with. This step 3 is very important to factorization methods, and we must pay close attention to it. It says, obtain factors which their addition or subtraction will give coefficient of x, which is the middle number here. The coefficient of x here is what? That is coefficient of x from here. If we take x away from there, what we have left is the coefficient. Here it is plus 11. So from the factors of 80 which we have obtained previously, if we can get any one of them to give us plus 11, then we can factorize. If not, factorization will not be possible. This is one of the limitations of factorization that I mentioned earlier. So the first factors of 80 that we saw was 2 and 40. So 2 times 40 will give us 80. But 2 plus 40 is far from 11. 2 minus 40 or 40 minus 2 is still far from 11. So this will not go. The second one we saw was 2 to 20. 2 to 20, that's 2, 2, that's 4 times 20, which is 80. 4 plus 20 is 24, not plus 11. 20 minus 4 or 4 minus 20 is still not 11. So this also will not go. The third one we saw was 2, 2, 2, 10. That is 2, 2, 2, 8 times 10 is 80. So 8 plus 10 is 18, not 11. 10 minus 8 or 8 minus 10 is 2 or plus minus 2, which is still not 11. So these factors will not work. So the fourth one we saw is 2, 2, 2. That is 8 times 2, which is 16, and 5. So if you add 16 to 5 is 21. No. 16 minus 5 will give us plus 11. So the factors that we're going to use is inside here, which is going to give us 16 and minus 5. So the factors of 16 and minus 5 should replace the middle point here. Therefore, 16 minus 5, we have to replace plus 11. And so our expression becomes 2x squared plus 16x minus 5x minus 40 equals to 0. With this, we are one step up to be able to factorize this equation completely. Now that we have successfully split the middle term, that is plus 11x into 2, we need to now factorize the equation. Factorizing the equation means that we express the equation as a product of its own factors using brackets. As the equation is now, we can split it into 3 parts again. The left-hand side will be split into 2 parts and the right-hand side will be another part. So we have the first part, which is the first 2 terms in the left-hand side, and the second part will be the other 2 terms in the left-hand side, and the right-hand side will be a part on its own. Now, what's the importance of this? We want to find the highest common factors for each of this group so that we can now factorize the equation completely. In step 5, we want to find the HCF for each group. So for group 1, the common factors that we go will be 2x, and we write 2x out and we put the remaining into the brackets. So 2x into x squared, we are left with x, then plus is coming in, 2x in 16x will give us 8. Then we have the minus in between coming in. So what is the HCF for group 2? In group 2, looking at that, we find out that 5 will be common to both 5x and 40. So if you take 5 out, we now have the 2 brackets. So 5 in 5x will give us x. Now, we have to be careful here. We know that the sign here is minus, and we have sign here is minus, the sign here is minus. For us to get minus out of here, then the sign in between must be positive. So minus times plus will give us this minus. And then the 5 in 40 is giving us 8. The HCF for the right hand side is 0. So 0 in 0 will give us 0. Once we get to this part of the process of factorization, once we look at this and that brackets and they are the same, then we are almost right. In step 6, we want to factorize the common binomial. Now, what is common here? We see that x plus 8, which is in the bracket, is common to the two terms on the left hand side. So we can now write x plus 8 to be a. So rewriting this, we can now write it as 2xa minus 5a equals to 0. Since we have a and a here, we can bring it out. So we have a, and then we combine the two outside values as they are. And that will give us a into the outside value x, 2x minus 5. So let us transfer that into the equation. Transferring that there, that means we are taking a, that's the first a, which is x plus 8, which is one of the brackets, into one bracket, and then we're taking the terms outside into another bracket. So that's 2x minus is coming in, and then we have 5. What we have left on the right hand side is equal to 0. So this is the factorization process. And with this, we are almost done. Step 7. So we have seen that 2x minus 5 bracket into x plus 8 bracket is equal to 0. This means that for the left hand side to be equal to 0, one of the brackets must be 0. So let us find x. Here we have the left hand side is 2x minus 5 into x plus 8. This must be 0 for the equation to be correct. And so one of the brackets has to be 0, and it means 2x minus 5 must be 0, or x plus 8 must be 0. So in order to have 2x for the first one, then we need to add 5 to the left hand side and add it to the right hand side. That is 2x minus 5 plus 5 equals to 0 plus 5. And similarly for the other side, we must take away 8 from the left hand side to be able to find x. And once we take away 8 from the left hand side, we must take it away from the right hand side. So we can have here minus 5 plus 5 will give us 2x equals to 5. And the second side, plus 8 minus 8 will give us minus 8, which is on the right hand side. From the first one, since we have 2x equals to 5, then for us to find x, we must divide this by 2 and divide this by 2. So this will give us x equals to 5 over 2. Or on the other side, x is minus 8. These are the roots of the equation. In this step 8, which is our final step, is to verify if the two roots we have obtained above will satisfy the equation 2x squared plus 11x minus 40 equals to 0. This is where I promised to put the link of the completing the square method, which I have done previously, because the two roots we obtain now are the same roots we obtained in that video, and the verification was done thoroughly in that video. So I'm going to put the link at the top here and in the description box below. Now, the two roots we obtain are x equals to 5 over 2 and x equals to minus 8. When x equals to 5 over 2. We now substitute this into this expression. That is 5 over 2 will replace x when we see x. So we have the first one will be 2 into 5 over 2 square plus 11, 5 over 2 minus 40 equals to 0. And when you open the bracket here, you will see that this will become 2 times 25 over 4 plus 11 times 5 over 2. Take these 2 here to give us 2, and so we can write this expression as 25 over 2 plus 55 over 2 minus 40 equals to 0. Because we have a fraction here, the best way to do is to multiply this equation by 2, and that will give us 25 plus 55 minus 80 equals to 0, and 80 minus 80 equals to 0. That means these roots have satisfied the equation. For the second root, we now say that x equals to minus 8. So when x equals to minus 8, we also substitute the value of x equals to minus 8 into this expression. And anywhere we see x, it will be replaced by minus 8. So we have 2 into minus 8 squared plus 11 times minus 8 equals to 40. And minus 8 times minus 8 is 64. And we now see that 2 times 64 is 128 plus 11 times minus 8 will be minus 88 minus 40 equals to 0. Minus 88 minus 40 will give us, and we can now see that the second root satisfies the equation. Now we've come to the end of the factorization method, and we can see that the two roots we obtained are, that is x1 equals to 5 over 2, satisfy this equation, and at the same time x2 equals to minus 8 satisfy the equation. And this is factorization process. Before we round up, I'd like to leave you with this equation to try your hand on. 3x squared minus 14x plus 8 equals to 0. Put your solutions in the comment section below. Use both the completing the square method and the factorization process. Also drop your questions and topic suggestions in the comment section as well, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. I believe you have gained something in the factorization process we just completed, and if you find this video very useful, give us a like with a thumb up. Share this with others so that they can enjoy the same thing we are enjoying here. Make comments, particularly here that you have a problem to try yourself. Let us see whether you are able to solve it, and give us any solutions that you have arrived at, and let us know if there are other problems you want us to discuss together. And then I will say subscribe. Most people just watch and they don't subscribe to this channel. The subscription is very helpful because it allows us to take the solutions to other parts of the world. And then mathematics can be fun, so keep having fun. Until we meet next time, keep studying.